All right, Slangers, we have a public service announcement for the latest episode. We figured we should give you fair warning.
It's important to note that the views expressed in this episode are not necessarily shared by the hosts of the episode.
Even though the views are technically my fault on half of it, because
Definitely.
it does involve my daughter.
Possibly my fault on the other half of it.
You know what? Yeah, I think that Kate would probably say your family.
Probably.
Okay. Anyways, this is going to be the lore episode. We invited my daughter and her best friend Kate back, Liv and Kate. They had done an episode before, and Miss Kate had I don't know what, it's one of the big events in your life, I guess you would say.
Uh-huh.
A life event. Her and her significant other got engaged, and they are super happy, and we were super excited for them. So we decided to have them over for a family shindig, because we just love her to death. Her and Marshall. We guess we got to give Marshall a shout out. So they were like, yeah, let's get on the mic again. We were like, oh, we can't wait.
So here's the thing. The last time that they helped us host an episode was probably a more sober hosting of the episode.
Sober's the key word.
Yeah. This one, not as much.
Mm-hmm.
So without further ado, I guess.
Yeah. You've all been warned. There's alcohol involved tonight.
Good luck and Godspeed, Slangers.
Mm-hmm.
Here's lore.
Welcome to hang out with your slang out.
If you can't tell, Kate and I are unfortunately back.
ASMR.
That you did not want. But we are here, and I believe we are going to be doing lore because that is something that we both have said, and along with some ASMR of us chewing chips.
All right, so Liv kind of knows what lore is, but I want to hear her take since she doesn't fully know what lore is.
I mean,
she's new to lore. I just sort of explained lore earlier. She's heard of lore. She now knows the kind of very loosely definition of lore. But I want to hear you, like, your...
Well, like, if you were to ask me, like, what lore is officially is as a slang term, you know, I looked at it as, like, what you were kind of saying earlier was, like, what makes you, like, your lore. So, like, seeing everywhere on social media platforms. But looking on lore is, like, you know what makes you you, what, like, your aura points type of thing, and your, like, folklore, like, you do something different or something wrong, or somebody around you does something that affects you. That's what, like, deduct or add to your lore points. So that's what my take on it is. I'm not fully competent on it as my co-host right now is, because she's so confident in what she wants to explain what lore is.
Well, you were right about bringing up folklore. I don't know about the point system. I don't know if there's a lore point system. I know there's an aura point system. There could be.
There should be a lore point system.
I mean, there might as well be. But lore is exactly how, like, folklore, like, explains itself to be. Like, folklore is a bunch of stories from a bunch of different people describing one thing, like one phenomena, and, like, what makes it. Like, every, like, culture ever has, like, folklore about, like, Sasquatch or, like, the Loch Ness Monster, or, like,
yeah,
even all of, like, the gods and deities, like, those are all, like, quote unquote folklore. And, like, every community, every, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Every culture,
every like community has some sort of, like, folklore referring to such and such, and that's, like, what makes them up. So it's kind of like a made up story. It's kind of like a real story that, like, went through a game of telephone and is now the quote unquote
like what
real
traditional
story.
Folklore is. We're also a little bit sauced. This is Kate's first time drinking in a while.
We're kind of fucked up.
And you know what? It's okay. We have Jello shots.
Yeah, so if we slur on our words, just know that it's part of our lore.
It really is.
Me being sober, part of my lore.
It was a point in history that was a history in the making. And you know what? I'm so proud.
It's lore that I overcame, actually.
And we can also get on that for aura points. I would give you aura points for that.
For drinking again or being
100%.
sober. I think I gained aura points. Okay. Being the drunk that I was, I think I lost so many fucking aura points. Like, right out the gate. Like, would get fucking hammered. You'd pick me up. I'd be in an elevator. I don't think I'm doing okay. She'd be like,
you
yeah,
lost
well,
your
you're
shoe?
falling into a fucking wall and you're only wearing one shoe. And I'd be like,
You asked me where your Birkenstock was, and it's in my fucking right hand,
See,
and I'm staring
see,
at your
that's
other foot. That's
so
bare naked.
That's minus so many aura points. But that's just part of my lore. Is I used to be a fucking hammered drunk all the time, 24/7. Not like in a wake up with the shakes kind of way, but like in
Absolutely not.
oh my God, should we go out tonight? And then take it too far kind of way. So I don't know. That's just part of my lore. Then I went sober. That's also part of my lore. That's in my personal folklore, was getting sober.
Yeah.
And I was sober for 2.5 years by
And
choice.
I'm
Didn't
so
go to rehab,
proud of
didn't pay
you.
any fucking buddy. And then I was like, I'm having a lot of FOMO. I think they did that word.
They sure did. It was episode 4.
Episode 4, FOMO.
They didn't
Had
talk
a
about it as
lot-
good as us, but
That part. I had a lot of fear of missing out, and I just wanted to like be able to socially drink like a normal person. So made it 2.5 years, got engaged, and on my vacation decided with my fiance that I would be participating in drinking again, which so far so good.
I think
But
that's
if this is bad,
I think
it'll just be part of my lore.
Yeah, it would be part of your lore, but I do think
Mhm.
it was something that was worth celebrating, and I'm really proud of you for sticking out for the 2 years that you did, because there was so much growth that you did in between all of that wasn't hectic. It wasn't crazy.
Mhm.
You weren't making stupid choices, and like you decided to celebrate. You
Mhm.
broke your sobriety, which you know what people do, and that's
And I was
totally
ready
okay.
to.
And you
Like,
were
I really
ready.
was ready to. Like I had talked about it for weeks, like leading up to it. With really only him. I had like brought it up to some of my coworkers, but like I didn't bring it up to anybody that like I knew, just because they're gonna give me a biased opinion whether I like it or not, whether it's good or bad. I don't care what the biased opinion was gonna be. I just knew that if I brought this up to somebody, it was going to be, you should really do that, or please don't fucking do that.
Well,
it was
see,
gonna be one of those.
You didn't even text me that like,
No.
hey, this was an idea in my mind
Nope.
at all. And when you did, you were like, hey, I broke it.
Really only he knew about it.
And I was like, okay, like
Yeah.
when's the next brunch, I guess, because
Yeah.
that's totally
Yeah,
fine.
that was like a huge that was a huge thing for me. That I got so many texts like that were like, okay, so like, when are you back from vacation? Like, when are we fucking going out? Because
that, or
I
like
talked a lot about my drunk lore, which was me being a fucking drunken
we can talk about
fucking Godzilla tearing down the fucking city.
We can talk about
Like,
drunk lore, because you and I both
fuck.
have plenty of drunk lore
Okay,
together.
drunk
especially.
lore. My favorite memory of Liv ever is she was wearing this. Hold on, let me go back to the vision.
Oh no!
Let me go back to the vision that makes the lore that makes her.
I think I
The
know what
woman
you're
that
gonna.
she is
I think
today.
I think you know.
She was wearing this coral bodycon mini dress from Guess. She was so excited that she just bought it. She's like, "Oh, I just bought this. For
I
my
bought this
family
in Miami. It's
Yeah, I just
so
went to
cute.
Okay, that's part of her lore.
So
she went to
cute.
Miami with her family. Period. She was like, "Oh my
It was
God,
a
I just
family
bought this
vacation, but you
Guess
know what? I had
dress."
decided that we're in Miami. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna buy things
Fuck
in Miami.
yeah, and
I'm
she
gonna
bought
have a
the
great
shit
time.
out of that dress. She wore this dress out. I literally don't even know where we went that night.
Where did we go that
I
night?
don't know. She went out in this dress. We came back home. We were staying at this apartment called Slate in Scottsdale. We came through the door. She had laundry in like the washing machine. We come through the door. The laundry room's right on the very right. Like it's literally, you can't miss it. It's the first door on the right. Like right when you walk in, boom, laundry door there. She walks into the laundry room. She's got these like little stiletto, like Steve Madden heels that she just fucking bought, and her brand new Miami Guess fucking bodycon dress. and she went to the fucking washing machine. She's like, oh my God, I need to turn this laundry or some fucking shit like that.
I said I need to turn the laundry over because you know what? I left it in there and I was so upset. And I had thought about it the whole night. I was like, oh my God, I put this laundry in the fucking wash and it's going to smell. And this is so bad. So when I got home, I was ready to switch it over. And I'm going to let
over this fucking laundry. She bent over this fucking washing machine and lost her balance, like half her body. I could see her from the fucking kitchen island. Half her body's in the washing machine. She bends over, falls sort of halfway into the washing machine, loses her footing, catches herself by falling back out of the washing machine and falling into a laundry basket. Like a bit, you know those like little infant photography sessions where they put a little baby in a basket, their little booties in a basket, and their legs are hanging out and their arms are hanging out. And they're just so
looked
cute.
like a little fucking
She
hermit
looked
crab.
like a fucking babe. She looked like a hermit crab. Just got her fucking shell.
Stop.
This bitch fell straight into a fucking laundry basket. It was the funniest moment of my entire life. And honestly, I can't believe being a witness to that fucking moment that I ever stopped drinking.
You literally looked at me and you said, this is why I stopped drinking because I don't have moments like this.
That
and I
shit was
said,
funny as
I know.
once you can add that to the lore list. If there was a list for lore, things that make you you, boom, bullet point, fell into the laundry basket.
You know,
Post Cheesecake Factory in a Miami guest dress.
you know what? And that Miami guest dress will live on forever. I love that dress.
That's a cute dress.
It is
It's a good color.
so cute.
It's a good color.
And you know what? I'm okay with that.
What was some of my drunk lore?
There are so many favorites. The other part of your lore that I will say that is like a true lore, we were talking about this earlier with Jaden.
Oh, God.
We called my brother and we had been
Oh my
drinking
God.
all night. And Jaden had been sleeping in his dorm room. And so we called him and I'm like, yo, like, hey, like, can you come pick us up at the bar? Like, we're fucked up. We don't want to take an Uber. So my little brother says, oh, yeah, of course. He comes and picks us up. We get in this old ass Explorer. I get in the front seat next passenger princess next to my brother. And then Kate gets in the back. She like literally sprawls out. She's like, you know,
Like
legs-
hamburger versus hot dog. I was hot dog style.
you were like,
Opposed to hamburger.
you
I was
were
hot dog.
stretched out.
Yep.
You were comfy.
Yep.
And you asked my brother for the aux. My brother says, okay. And he hands you the cord. He unplugs his phone.
Which
from
he's
whatever
like the
playing.
aux king now.
Oh,
Anytime there's an aux available, let me get on the aux.
no, exactly.
Or excuse me, he's too young for us. He will say, "Hey, can I connect?
He'll say the aux.
Connect."
He says, give me the aux. Even though he probably should. Let me connect. Let me put on CarPlay. But Kate connects and she goes, this is a universal song. This right here can be played
Multi-use
every month of the year.
every day of the year, if you're really feeling it.
And she plays Next Christmas.
Last Christmas.
Last Christmas?
Last Christmas by Wham.
Shit, I'm a little drunk. She plays Last Christmas.
Great song.
And we roll down all the windows.
Mm-hmm.
Her and I are hanging out these windows,
Mm-hmm.
singing Last Christmas. My brother's yelling
Which
at us.
is an every month song. Everyday song.
He yells at us, get back in the car. Somebody's going to pull us over. He's freaking the fuck out. And Kate goes, this is Universal, baby.
Yeah, honestly, if I got
And-
pulled over, I'd be like, do you want to get in the car and listen to Last Christmas with us?
And literally,
To feel something again?
my brother just stopped talking.
It's such a
And
good
he
song.
let it play. He rewinded it. And then he let her play again.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there is the definition of Kate.
I was just singing Jingle Bells 2 days ago. 1 day ago? 2 days ago.
That's why Joey says Practical Magic is
Oh,
based
that's such a good movie.
is based off of us.
Mhm.
Cause what was their names?
Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman.
So Sandra Bullock was me. Didn't really care for love, didn't want to fall in love, didn't want to do any of that. And Nicole Kidman was you, who is so ready for love, who
Mhm.
loved love.
Always looking for it.
And
Wish I find it now.
you did find it. You found it in somebody you didn't think you would find it in.
And now has privacy.
Also a part of your lore.
That's tea.
That is tea. Because we
And
both
that's lore.
but we both thought that we
was
would
such a piece of shit.
we both
Before I went on that date.
we both thought we would both never find that
Mhm.
at all. I was never searching. I mean, yes,
Mhm.
you were searching, but
I was searching very hard in very dark, damp, scary places.
you were. But I remember you saying specifically, should I go on a date with this guy? I really don't want to go on a date with this guy. I'm not interested in him like that. Why would I do that to myself?
Oh,
This is
fuck this guy.
stupid.
What a loser. I'm not interested.
Exactly. And I was like, just go fucking do it.
Oh, here's some fucking lore. I sat at the fucking High Top 19 at Sorso Wine Room with Liv, Pat, the fucking drunk regular who has lore like you've never seen in your life. And I was like, I don't know, should I go? And I had like 5 gin and tonics. And I was like, okay, fuck it, let's go. And then I drove Liv's car to fucking downtown Phoenix. And I just remember her being in the passenger. You're going to have so much fun. It's going to be so fun. You're going to love it. You're going to like this guy. Kate, it's fine. You'll just go. You'll like it. And
Because
me
what's the harm in
driving,
going?
being like, I just don't know if I want to
and you
go.
were in, like, we were both in so relaxed outfits. Like, it was
I
just
was wearing leggings and a flannel and
Like,
a baseball hat.
we were not prepared for anything. And
I'm
I
more
had
dressed
told
up now for
her
this podcast than I was for that
exactly.
date.
And I had told her, I was like, if a guy's not interested in you because you're not dressed up to the
Mhm.
nines, then why the fuck would he enjoy your presence any other time? And she was like, You're correct. Let's go. And I remember her walking out and she met this man. And I looked at the man. I made sure I knew who this man was in my brain when we switched positions in the car. And I just remember her walking up and she was so nervous and she was so giddy. And I was like, you know what? She'll call me if things are bad. I will come get her. I didn't go call things were bad. And look at us now.
Mm-hmm.
And she met somebody who completes her. And once again, that's part of her lore.
That's part of my lore. I dated some real fucking pieces of shit to get to where I got. Matt, who hosts this fucking podcast, met Marshall, Patrick Thomas Marshall. And literally after he met him, and he had met the guys that I dated before, whether he knew them or met them or they came into the bar or whatever, he had met plenty of like quote unquote suitors. I'm doing that with my fingers, quote unquote. Many of my suitors. And literally was just like, oh yeah, he's kind of a piece of shit. When he met Marshall, he literally was like, don't fuck this up.
No, literally.
And I was just like, oh, okay.
Once
okay,
again,
I'll try my best.
oh my God. You're breathing into Matt's mic. Burp in his mic again. Don't force yourself.
I don't know if I can.
Let's not force ourselves. Oh my God.
No, I didn't. Shh.
Matt,
Shh.
it is a preview to the next episode. You're going to have to guess what Kate did to your mic.
Matt's lore is that he put all of his perfection into the people that he trained.
Matt's lore is he just loves to make cocktails that are too
Matt's lore,
sweet.
he's a great bartender, though.
He overthinks.
Truly. Technique-wise, fantastic bartender. Matt, what the fuck happened with this sweet ass drink?
Overthinking.
He's probably like, this is for girls.
Yeah, it's the women who are drinking this.
It's girls. I bet they'll like it really sweet. Man, it was really terrible.
But I guess that
Guess who
like,
loved it, though?
no one.
My privacy screen having fiance.
You know what? I think both of them, their lore is overthinking. because my dad is a worrywart. He loves to worry about anything under the sun. And Matt would love to just think about things that don't need to be thought about. Because the drink's too sweet. Great concept, too sweet.
Super great concept. Made up by Liv, who made it perfectly.
Thank you.
And we'll leave it at that.
I try with my bartender-esque experience that I really don't
good.
have.
It was really
But
good.
I tried. But I think they're both a little bit of a worrywart, and they overthink a little bit too much.
What would you say your dad's lore is, though? Like totality, like his entire life. Like, what is your dad's lore? I think it's underdog nerd becomes cool guy.
I think that, but I also, as a daughter, I would love to say, like, oh my gosh, like, it's being a dad. Because he was a stay-at-home dad for years. And he was the one who raised, I mean, my mom helped. And my mom, she worked so hard and she's done so much. And she's been a fantastic role model, especially for me, about how hard you work, you can get what you want. But my dad was a stay-at-home dad for years. And I mean years. And Dad, he was always there for Jaden and I with whatever we needed to. And I do think that's part of his lore, was getting us up in the mornings for school, was driving us to school.
So Mr. Mom is his lore.
100%. He was a Mr. Mom to a T. And he will never deny that because that's part of his lore. But I also, I do agree with the nerd that turned into somebody cool because he schools everybody on, nerdy facts and nerdy fun stuff. And I think that's a fantastic part about my father. Also, part of my dad's lore is feeling a little bit uncomfortable, but also in the right place. Because when he giggles, he's a little uncomfortable, but he's also having a great time.
Matt's lore is general manager.
No, not the general manager.
Not the general manager. Not Matthew Kean as the general manager.
Are we allowed to give out last names like that? Bitch, you just doxed someone. You know what I love is I'm talking about my father's lore, and he butts in his head in between of what we're trying to explain.
Actually, though, that's kind of her dad's lore.
No, quite literally. He's a nosy Rosie.
That's something he would do.
He's a nosy Rosie. I love that man till the day I will die.
My grandma calls her dogs nosy Rosies.
Anyways, cheers to everybody who's listening.
Oh, God.
And cheers to the lore. We appreciate you guys, and we're happy that we're back again. Good luck out there. And continue listening to these old men talking about words that they really have no idea what they're talking about.
No idea.
Thank you, guys.
No idea.
Well, cheers to you. Cheers to everybody else. Oh, no.
I've never.
Dear Lord. Oh. And that's going to be the scene on this episode.
Intermission.
We love you. Thank you so much. We'll see you again, hopefully. Thank you.
I, for one, would like to say that you make drinks with the ingredients that you're given.
Were you offended by their take on the drink thing?
100%. Because if there's anything that I am accused of as a bartender, it's not making drinks sweet enough. They're always more acidic than anybody's
Depends on the
expecting.
clientele, right?
No, pretty much that's universal.
I don't know. They went both ways.
Because I feel that people don't have the appreciation of proper acidic drinks. But that's neither here nor there. I wasn't catering a drink to the group that I was making it for. I was making a drink with the ingredients I had, and it probably ended up a little sweet.
I don't know.
Or a lot sweet, apparently.
That sounds like a general manager to me. Think you ladies hit it right on the head. Hit the nail on the head.
I think maybe you were worrying about how good that drink was going to be.
I am
I
worried
think-
about it.
I think they nailed that right on the head.
I was worrying my ass off of what they were going to say.
I don't know how I generally manage to host a podcast with you.
You know, that keeps me up at night sometimes. I worry if I'm doing okay for you or not, or if you're going to stick
No,
around.
you shouldn't worry about that. You're not.
I take offense to Nosy Rosie. I don't even know a Rosie.
No, but that would definitely be your name. You are the nosy one.
And Mr. Mom fits, so I'm guilty as charged. But I thought you were going to be a little more fired up.
I'm not that mad about it. They technically complimented my ability to, one, teach people how to bartend and kind of bartending outside of that one particular drink.
And then you stopped listening after that.
Also,
right?
they'd been taking Jello shots all night long. They were ramped up for sweet shit.
Those were called truth shots
Why?
because they nailed your lore on the head.
I don't know that they nailed my lore on the
Did
head.
they ever even explain what lore was? They talked about their lores.
I don't know. But in case anybody out there missed it and they didn't fully clarify it, from what I can tell, it's your backstory, the sort of what makes you you thing.
Mhm.
I think lore is a weird word for it.
Oh, I do need to address the elephant in the room.
There's an elephant in here.
Um,
It's a good thing we don't do video yet. It would shock some people.
Miss Kate. I am not an underdog. Well, I am an underdog nerd now. And now I am cool. But goddamn it, I started out as cool. I was as cool as it gets.
Remind me of what you wore underneath jeans.
Long hair, flannel, ripped jeans with bicycle shorts.
Bicycle shorts.
Yeah.
I think I've said all I need to say.
Damn it, I was cool. And before that, I used to break dance. But I was a nerd too.
What do you mean was?
Can I be all the above?
Yes.
Damn it, I'm going to my grave. I was cool.
I'm not going to go to my grave and say that. I wasn't cool. I'm not sure that I'm cool now.
So maybe she should have said, maybe I'll fix that for her with AI. I'm Kate, and Matt's lore is he's the nerd underdog who strives to be cool. Ha ha ha.
Did you just say estrives?
Yes. There's tequila involved. That's my lore. Did I nail that impersonation?
Sure. Sounded exactly like her.
And well, thank you, ladies. You gave us more info than we needed. So there's, if I wanted to do a lore part 2 and a part 3, we have enough footage. It's maybe not the most appropriate footage, but we'll see.
You know what? I don't think it's entirely fair that they get to talk all about our lore.
Oh, we didn't talk about theirs.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But how are we going to do this?
Well, I'm going to tell you first about...
Do we need to get drunk?
No.
Come on, give me that thimble of wine
No,
cooler.
we don't need to. Let me tell you first a little bit about Kate's lore.
Oh, hold on. Can you do the impression as good as I did?
No, I'm not going to waste my time with that. She came in to interview when I was the general manager at Sorso
Mhm.
for a host position. And I don't remember exactly what had happened that day.
Yeah.
But I was definitely super pissed before she came in for her interview. And she felt that, and during the entire interview, like tried to keep it, alert and on the straight and narrow, but
Yeah.
like was totally worried that I hated her the entire time. Which, in her defense, the first time I meet anybody, I hate them the entire time.
Not me.
Especially you.
You love me from the get.
I don't think I did.
I could have sworn Candace told me you were asking her, like, hey, did he ask about me? Did he ask about me?
That never happened.
Oh.
Anyway, so she was super worried, didn't think she had gotten the job, eventually hired her for the job. And then I'm pretty sure she spent the first couple months sort of terrified of me. Like, I'm good at making people eventually feel comfortable, but like because she had seen me in that element,
yeah,
she wasn't sure at any point when I could turn to that element.
Mhm.
And then eventually she got comfortable with me and we became the friends we are now. But I think she was a different person when she came to me than she was when she left me. Hopefully for good reasons.
But she's been through a lot. I'm just getting to know her in the last year or two or something like that. And I've known all the crazy stuff through Liv. in their adventures. But Miss Kate, you're a good one. We're proud of your lore. Well, not proud of some of that lore, but I'm proud of what it's gotten you to, the human being you have become. And I got it. Miss Kate, you're as funny as it gets. I might actually need to upgrade the podcast host here, co-host.
You mean so that she's my co-host?
So am I just going to be like
You're just the editing guy.
the producer now?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn it. Walked right into that. But what if you two cancel each other out? You need somebody really funny and then somebody really good looking. That's how it works, right? That's the best comedy duos have always been like that.
So which one would you be in either of those situations?
It depends. Like if I look at you this way, I'm the comedy guy. If I look at you this way,
Please don't look at me that way.
I'm a male prostitute. All right, I guess I should tackle my daughter's lore. If I tell the public the true lore, I will cry.
Go ahead.
Cry?
Yes, please.
Cry on command? No, my daughter's lore is I don't think she's established her complete lore yet. She is basically a fucking superhero. Like, she's the best of my wife and me. So she has all my wife's strengths and her beauty and the whole, like, she reacts. Like, I always tell Liv that she'll be one of the survivors if Armageddon hits and like zombies rise up. She has the mentality to survive. And she punches first and asks questions last. I'm the opposite. I worry until I die. So, and I'm too trustworthy. So I won't survive a zombie thing. But she also has my artistic soul, as you like to say.
I don't think I've called it artistic.
No,
soul.
no, you do.
Yeah.
You see the beauty in me. She wears her heart on her sleeve and she loves, like, with everything she has. And she's like, I always tell her she's the best song I've ever written because I'm a musician and I used to write songs. Get it? So my daughter. And she was technically the start of my lore. I mean, I wasn't an official dad till she popped around. And she changed everything for me. So
No, you just told everybody what to do.
to go pop around.
You weren't a dad yet. You would just tell other people what to do.
Oh, no. I was too busy breakdancing and being cool. Nerds were cool back in my day, too.
I guess you just had to be a nerd and the 4 and 9 square champion of your school.
Damn, I missed that boat. Thank you, ladies, again for joining our podcast.
Maybe a while before we bring you back on.
It may be a while before they're sober.
Probably. I bet you they're still not now, and they recorded that 3 weeks ago.
What if this blows up? Then maybe we should start drinking during our recordings.
I mean, I do drink during our recording.
All right. Anyways, I'm Dan.
And I'm Matt.
And I'm Kate.
And I'm Liv.
What accent was that, Liv?
That wasn't an accent. I just didn't know what to do. My voice doesn't hit that note.
What are you talking about? I think it does.
Till next time, Slangers.
Drinks on us.
Speak of the devil.
Oh God.
Are you talking about me?
No.
No.
I'm just the devil.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the sound that the number count?
46.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Dan.
Dad.
Dad.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. What?
As I was saying, he can't hear.
There's no more Dello shots, but
Then how am I supposed to do it?
dealer's choice.
Have Mom make something.
Oh,
You
God.
guys can wrap up the word. You got to give us time to talk too.
Or you can edit it.
Well, I guess. Are you still doing lore?
Kind of.
Did you go to
Yeah,
the-
but what if our outro is us taking a shot?
All right.
Not the giggle.